Welcome back. It's Gary Parr. It's Fiber Talk, and we're at the Nashville market yet again. And we're here with Theresa Baird from the Heart's Ease Examplar Works. Hi, Theresa.
Hi.
Been a long time since we talked. That podcast was
a long time
ago.
It was April. It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yes. So go back and look for that on WeTalkFiber.com. But we got to learn what you have here. So you've been working on a series of the original colonies.
The 13
colonies. So let's start over here. We have Delaware to start with.
That's Delaware. I was asked to design that by Lynn Anderson. People that subscribe to the Sampler Consortium are familiar with her. She's asked me to design it for a sampler symposium. I based it on a sampler from 1794. It was typical of a Delaware sampler called the fruit and flower design. And what I did was I used the footprint of the original, but I did all of my own design within that footprint. And I incorporated things from Delaware, like the blue hen. We're the blue hen state. Our state flower is the peach blossom. Our state tree is holly. The state insect is ladybug. State herb is goldenrod.
So you just work it all in here then. That's
yes.
Great. Okay, so that's Delaware. So then now we move on to
Pennsylvania.
I got to back up. He's a big beast here.
Yeah. That's called Stonehouse on the Brandywine. I write my own poetry for my designs also.
Oh, I love that house. Boy, people who like to do houses would like that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know, in the Brandywine River Valley, there are a lot of stone houses from the Revolutionary War. And when my children were small, I used to take them for rides in the country. And I would always see the houses, and I used to think, you know, what stories they could tell if they could talk.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I came up with the verse and everything for it. But I have Quaker elements in there because the Quakers were very big in, you know, Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And
it's like the house. That's great. Okay, and then we move over.
This is my Georgia sampler, Time Forever Gone. I was asked to design that for the Georgia Sampler Guild and Magnolia Sampler Guild. They went in together. And I couldn't find a sampler from Georgia. Most of them were destroyed in the war or because of the climate. So I watched Gone with the Wind 5 times, and I came up with my concept for it. I wanted it to look very feminine, so I have the ribbon. The flowers are flowers that are indigenous to the area.
Oh, but that cascade of flowers down both sides is just gorgeous.
Yeah. And I wrote the verse for that as well. I found a plantation house online, looking through plantation houses, old ones, and I incorporated that into my design. Made fretwork on the windows, you know, there, you know, or leaded glass. Their bird is the brown thrasher, so that he's in there, and the peach tree, peach blossoms,
sure,
and the azaleas, of course.
Yep, you gotta have all that.
These are the cotton flowers. The flowers themselves, I used whisper on the cotton balls. So they would look cottony. It's hard to see it through the glass, but
yeah. Oh.
And this was the first one I designed.
Well, this
is what really
Maryland.
Put me on the map, so to speak. I designed this before I was a designer, and I did it for myself because there was a sampler I saw in an exhibit in Maryland at the Maryland Historical Society, and it was called the Margaret Ogle sampler. And I really loved it because I had never seen a sampler with vertical alphabets in it.
Yeah.
And I was hoping someone would reproduce it because I wanted to stitch it, but no one ever did. So I just said, I'm going to do something myself.
Do it myself.
Yeah. So it's kind of based on that sampler. Of course, it doesn't look like that sampler. This is my own design. They look antique, but they're not. They're, like I said, my own thing.
Right.
But anyway, I won a big award at the Woodlawn Needlework exhibit in Alexandria, Virginia. I got the Frank Lloyd Wright Award for Outstanding Original Design. Don't try to say that 5 times.
I'm not going to. You did just fine. I'm not touching it.
And I also got a first place ribbon for the stitching. So,
Yeah,
okay.
beautiful.
And
then
this is my
one.
latest one. I just finished this. I'm looking for someone to make a frame for me. This is based on the Marianne sampler. That's what inspired this design. Mary Antrim was a girl. She was a Quaker. She stitched her sampler in 1804 at a Quaker school in Burlington County. And her sampler sold. It was actually in the collection of Betty Ring, and it sold through Sotheby's in 2012 for over $1 million. I think one of the things that was so appealing about it was the cartouche that was above the sampler in the original. And I decided to do a cartouche. But all of the things in the sampler are my own. Like the little girl here on the horse is a likeness of my granddaughter with the red hair. That's my dog Heidi. Just
I like the little fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the fence is all done in closed herringbone, but the posts on the fence are done in spiral trellis over 4 stitches. So they're very small, but they look like beads
Yes.
when they're done. I like to, this is another spiral trellis, so you can see the difference in what they look like when you make them bigger. There's something on there. There we go.
Yeah.
But I put a lot of specialty stitches in detail in my work. And
Beautiful colors too.
Well, one thing about my designs, I use the same color palette. So if you look at them, they're put in different places, but I use the same color palette. So if you invest in the Belle Soie, which is what I use to stitch, you're going to have a lot left over. You might have to just buy the greens, reds, and whites.
Yeah.
But you'll have plenty left over to stitch something else of my designs.
Of course that. Now you have another new one that you're working on.
Yes, I do.
Let's see that. Let's see in action.
Okay.
See, she even has her light, everything.
Here, I'll put some light on it so you can see.
She even has. Yeah, she's working at the show.
Yes.
Now this is what?
This is the Virginia sampler. I don't know if you can see. I just started it not too long ago. And I'm going to be debuting it at the Loudon Sampler Guild in
There we go.
October.
And this is Virginia.
This is Virginia. And the sampler itself is as big as this piece of linen. It's a fat half of 40 count. So it's a big one.
I guess. Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful. Off to a good start.
I can show you what it's going to look like.
Yep, let's see that picture, yes. Stitching all this in hand then.
Yes, I do.
Tip of the cap for that, I'll tell you. So there it is. Oh yeah. So we're gonna have a bee keep there. Is that what we call them?
Bee skep.
Bee skep.
Mm-hmm.
And a beautiful house. Look at that border.
Lots of stuff going on.
No kidding. Beautiful. Well, that's gonna be nice.
Yes.
Well done. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Theresa. Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.